If you You can't say I was singing Usher's song unless I say yeah 3 times.
Hey, welcome everybody. With that, welcome to the second episode of This Week in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm your host, Dylan from the Buddy Force. I'm here with Gabe from the Buddy Force, as well as Minsu from the Buddy Force. How are you guys doing this week?
Pretty good.
Went back to school.
Ooh,
Same.
nice. So I guess you guys have been pretty busy with that.
Yes.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. The first week tends to be kind of tame. I had like 3 assignments from one course, but that was interesting. And yeah, that was an interesting assignment.
Imagine.
Some yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get into our first topic, which, as you guys can see on my screen, is Ignister AI Land. Now, the reason I got to this first is because I realized apparently everybody's known about this for 2 weeks now, but for some reason on the 10th of January, Ignister Island jumped from roughly $8 US to $23 US. And I just wanted to bring this up because I have no idea why this happened. Like, I can't remember anything that happened on the 10th of January that would make someone think, oh, hey, Ignisters are broken now. But, okay, I was wondering, do you guys have any ideas on why this card would jump to nearly triple its current price?
You can
I
summon
don't
a Dark
understand
Templar
Yu-Gi-Oh!
and pass.
I don't understand Yu-Gi-Oh! Economics sometimes.
Yeah. And it's not like I was thinking like, oh, maybe was it just like someone made a video saying like, oh, this card's gonna be good in the future. But over the last week, since the 10th, it's been 2 weeks and it has gone down, but not by much. So right as of today, it's resting at around $19 US. Still near
Is
over
that new
double.
Link 5 guy?
Oh,
The Link
is it?
6 guy?
What's his name again?
Yeah, Link 6. Is he? Good question.
What's his name?
I'm pretty sure, like,
Link
with
6.
Links, Konami just ran out of ideas, so they just started giving it more Link arrows.
New Link 6. No, there's no. Are you talking about the Link 5 that came out? That's coming out in Lightning Overdrive.
Maybe.
Let's see if I can find it.
Probably.
We're gonna go hunting. Oh, isn't it like Underworld Goddess of the Closed World?
That's a long name.
Yeah, that's the one that comes out in Blazing Vortex. And it is a fiend, so no.
Well, that's not it.
That is what we call a no-go.
The hell is this? Nope, that was in Vrains. Yeah, I've got Sanctity of Dragon. I haven't heard of this. TCG sets. No, it came out in 2017. Never mind. A lot of the Link 5s are the cards that you never actually got. Because they're like the prize cards.
Promos. Oh.
Well, that's not the reason then.
Yep. Yes. A prize card came out, so now Ignister's busted. Wait,
I believe it.
Yeah. Hey man, remember when like the Chaos Emperor Dragon prize card was actually meta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
and it was
messed
still
up.
prize card. I don't think that was on purpose. I'm pretty sure they just thought it was a fun card that could do fun things.
I think the funniest part about that is I remember a story. It was either Jesse Cotton or one of his friends. Oh no, it was definitely one of his friends. Jesse Cotton would have afforded it. It was at Nats, and his friend wanted to play the deck but didn't have any copies. So apparently you get a copy for like having X amount of points, and then you get a copy for like getting top 8, and then you get another copy if you get like first place at one of those like pre-qualifiers before the Nats or something. It was like the world points or something.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
World-
talking about?
World's qualifier points, yeah.
Yeah, and it happens like the day before Nats, and his friend ended up winning a playset by like using all those points, because he's like, oh, I had X amount of points, so I get a prize card. Oh, I made top 8, so I get a prize card, and I got first place, so I also get another prize card. So he got a playset of it the day before the event.
That's
It's pretty good.
wild.
Right, but yeah,
Yeah, that was like that Danger Thunder variant.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
not fun to play against.
Oh, you know what?
You don't like sitting there for 20 minutes as your opponent makes it unplayable for you?
Hey man, I remember playing the deck and like playing against it, and I realized the way to beat the deck is to not hand trap it. Because the board is really breakable. It does all that for a breakable board. It just does it through 15 hand traps, so you just don't hand trap it.
Well, maybe he hopes that if he takes like 20 minutes for his turn, he'll just like go to sleep, and he wins because his opponent got knocked out. TKO in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh TKO. And winner by TKO.
But yeah,
Jesse.
if you guys have any reason as to why Ignister Island shot up, let us know in the comments. That'd be nice to know. I have no idea why it jumped up so high. But with that said, let's move on to our next topic. We had the Remote Duel Invitational Qualifiers last week, and everybody pretty much knows that Prank Kids did win the event, which I don't think anybody saw coming. But yeah, Prank Kids did take first place. I couldn't find a list for the guy, but while looking for the list, I did find this, which is probably the craziest deck list of the tournament. I would say the spiciest deck of the tournament, and that's Alyse Davis, very well known in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. She got top 8 at her Remote Duel Invitational Qualifier by playing Adamantipator Prank Kids. I didn't realize there was any synergy with the deck until I was pointed out one of the Prank Kids is a rock, so therefore they must have perfect synergy.
Roxy.
Because I did play Prank Kids before, you guys all know. I played it when it was still bad, and I never once thought, hey, I should play Adamantimators in this.
To be fair, they weren't out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't, but still, I didn't see
You
like
kind of can't just
Roxy's
say,
out
oh,
either.
announces.
Wait, wasn't Roxy's not out at that point either?
I think Roxy's came out in Why do I want to say Savage
came out-
Strike?
It came out in a special set.
Yeah. No, it
I
didn't.
think
It came
by
out.
the time you were playing it,
It didn't come out in a
wasn't
special
out,
set.
no?
It was a super in a main set.
Yeah, it
No,
was...
like it came out in a special edition first.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Momo chimed in and said it went up because of the Ignister Reactor deck. I've not even heard of this.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's a
oh.
deck that he got when we were doing Architect Roulette.
Yeah, we were doing
Oh.
roulette. It's Mo. You can't take anything
Oh
he
my
says really
God.
seriously.
You guys are the worst. But yeah, although her ratios are kind of weird, it does look like she is just playing Adamantipator with like a tiny Prank Kid engine. She's running
Roxy's?
3 of the Roxys and then one each of the other ones, which makes sense because I feel like those cards lock you in very easily, don't they? Like, don't all the Prank Kids lock you into Prank Kids?
Nope.
No.
Really?
Or else their playstyle that got originally won them, that YCS, doesn't work.
Oh, well then, never mind. Call me
AKA
wrong.
distract the opponent with random things until you make a Boro load.
Yeah,
Like, that's how they won.
I'm just going through like the deck real quick, and it does seem mainly. I think it looked like there was maybe 5 or 6 Adamantipator or Prank Kids cards in the deck in total, but I guess it's a good engine for Adamantipator.
Yeah, you hit Roxy's off something.
Mm-hmm.
You link one.
Yeah.
You draw a card. You summon out another card to link with.
Yeah, well, yeah, congratulations to Alyse for getting top 8 with this amazingly spicy deck. Congratulations to her. I don't think I would have ever thought to put these two together, nor made it viable. But with that being said, let's move on to our next topic. We're trying to sort of go in order of release. We're going to talk about the S-Force, coming out in Blazing Vortex, I think next week? It's February 3rd, 4th?
Yeah, that'll be well. Yeah, it's Sunday, so that's next week.
Yeah, it's next week.
Yeah. Okay, so right now here, the article that we're looking at, it was actually revealed to us by Rev Cards. So this is going to be very interesting. They just have all the cards listed here. They don't have pictures, but we'll just go through them real quick. We've got S-Force Justify. It's a Link 3 Light Cyberse. Its attack is 2600, and its arrows point top left, top, and top right. And it requires 3 effect monsters, including an S-Force monster. Its effect reads, you cannot summon or set monsters to a zone this card points to, and you could target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Then, you can move that opponent's monster to their main monster zone that this card points to. You can only use the effect of S-Force Justify once per turn, and then at the start of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can banish all monsters this card points to. I feel like it's an okay boss monster. It reminds me of, what's that? There was a Boral card, or no, it's Flashback Dragon, right? That had the exact same arrows and the same, like, you cannot summon or set to the zone effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure anyway.
Except this one
I don't
negates a
remember that
monster and then banishes up to 3 monsters when it attacks, which is kind of nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really like the quick effect negate.
Yeah, and probably the coolest part is the fact that it's one face-up effect monster your opponent controls. It doesn't point to it. Like, it doesn't have to be a monster it's pointing to. It just moves it to a monster zone that it points to afterwards. So, yeah, it's just a really nice quick effect negate.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the field spell. S-Force Bridgehead. It's a field spell card. When this card is activated, you can add one S-Force monster from your deck to your hand. When an opponent's monster declares an attack on your S-Force monster in its same column, you can activate this effect. That monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use this effect once per turn, and you can only activate one Bridgehead per turn. I mean, it's a search.
Yeah. Roto with an upside.
Yeah. It protects your monsters. It's pretty much everything that you'd want out of a field spell.
Yeah.
It's the type of field spell that they stopped making.
Yeah, like Light Stage and Hidden City.
Meltdown. Spiral Resort.
Yeah, they you don't expect to see really good field spells nowadays.
Yeah, Diagram. They started doing more like different things with field spells, and then they just went back to the old well of just search.
Yeah. Roto with an
it's the
upside.
best way to make it good, but it's kind of boring for a card design.
What do you guys think the best field spell that also searched is?
Spiral Resort.
Spiral Resort.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Yeah, it's not a doubt. Without a doubt, yeah.
I could say in a bubble, like if you're not looking at the archetype as a whole, maybe Union Hanger, because that was also really good.
Yeah, but all these field spells are archetypical.
Yeah, I'm saying just like alone, like which one has the best effect if applied to like any archetype. You know what I mean?
Resort.
Yeah.
You can shuffle back your stuff.
It prevents targeting. You're not.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the targeting part.
Yeah, protection, searching, and refill. It's kind of busted.
Yeah.
It does everything you would ever want out of a card.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole non-targeting part. Okay, yeah, you guys are right. That's actually a really good card. Okay,
Reason why
Oh, go ahead.
Master Plan is banned.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next monster, or the next card. It's S-Force Gravitino, level 5 light psychic effect monster. Its stats are 2000 and 1400, and it reads, each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters is banished when it leaves the field. That's crazy. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add one S-Force card from your deck to your hand, except Gravitino, and you can only use this effect once per turn. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure necessarily
That's
how
pretty
much
wild.
the first effect will come into effect. Like, I guess you have to set that up. It's also level 5, so I guess I'm not too sure yet how you're going to summon it, but we're probably going to figure that out as we read the rest of the cards.
I hope you have the tribute summon it. That'll be funny.
If this card is tribute summoned. God.
There's no way to summon it except for attributing it.
In a Link climb deck.
This card cannot be. This card can only be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned. Do you know how badly I want to see a card that says like, this card cannot be special summoned once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can
Surprise me.
just throw that in there.
Necros lists a trap that you can search.
Oh yeah, the trap that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Wait.
Cards.
Next
Crars.
card.
Yeah, actual misprint, by the way. Crards.
God, I love that misprint. That came in like an OTS pack too, right?
Yeah.
They didn't fix it. Is you can only take that as it being intentional now.
Okay, so the next card that we are going to look at is S-Force Rappa Chiyomaru. It's a level 2 Dark Warrior effect monster, and its stats are 800 and 1000, and its effect reads, each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters can only target that monster for attacks. You can banish one S-Force monster. Oh, no, you can only banish one S-Force card from your hand. It's a quick effect. Return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon one S-Force monster from your deck in defense position. I really like that it's a quick effect. I mean...
Gravitino shut this down, though.
I guess that is sort of the idea of this archetype. Like I said, I haven't read too much about it. This is actually like one of my first read-throughs of it, and each of them have an effect based on columns. So as we saw with Gravitino, its effect was any card in the same column as an S-Force banishes the monster.
Opponents.
And
yes.
yeah, and then with Rappa Chiyomaru, your opponent can only target for attacks the monster that's right in front of it. And I feel like this is a solid quick effect, or just a solid effect in general. Banishing an S-Force card from your hand, then you return this and special summon an S-Force monster. I mean, like, it's good. You just have to have S-Force cards in hand. I'm not sure if the S-Force cards do anything when they're banished, but yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, you can bounce this back and summon Gravitino from deck, then add something else. It's pretty good.
It's a solid effect, even if it's not like a quick effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd probably still play it.
So far, let's just talk about ratios. Gravitino, how many do you think you'd play?
3.
3? And then...
One.
It's a Stratos.
Level 5 Stratos.
Is it?
And then,
I thought it was level 4.
No, it's
wow.
level 5. That's the issue.
No, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
2.
play 2 of that, and 3 Chiyomaru.
Yeah.
I misread
agree
it
with
as
that.
level 4.
Yeah, that's why we said it had to be tribute summoned.
Why did you beat something at level 4?
Oh my god. Okay, next card. S-Force Platina. This is a level 6 Minsu. It's not level 4. It's a dark spellcaster, and its stats are 2200, 2000.
It's okay, I wouldn't mistake a level 6 spellcaster.
Okay, so its effect reads each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters loses 600 attack. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one of your banished S-Force monsters, then special summon it. Okay, now I'm starting to see the synergy here. So you banish you banish an S-Force card off of Chiyomaru, special summon Gravitino, Gravitino can search, get the Platina out somehow, I don't care. And then and then special summon the banished card back.
You banish Gravitino Chiyomaru, summon the Tina from deck, then summon back the Gravitino.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, I just saw the play. It's a next card.
Oh.
Yeah. You were joking about this? We just look at it, you know, it's the next card.
Yeah, that also does it.
Yeah, speaking of the next card, S-Force Showdown. It's a quick play spell card. You can activate one of the following effects. You can either special summon one S-Force monster from your hand in defense position, or you could target one S-Force monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Nice. Okay. So that's
that's how you summon her.
God.
Perhaps.
Honestly, that's a really good spell card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's solid.
Even though hard once. So once again, we'll do ratios. Platina, I'd say 1 or 2.
1.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, the column effect isn't that good.
Oh.
So
that
wait, and then
summoning
Showdown.
the banished one's good, but yeah. 2?
Probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I was
like you
thinking
need the
3,
card.
but I don't know. It being a hard once is kind of maybe 2. We'll see.
I mean,
when people get their
problem
hands
is-
on the cards.
It feels like you need it for plays, but at the same time, I feel like you need to draw it, or like you need to search one of the pieces with Gravitino.
Yes.
You can just grab it with Gravitino.
Yeah. Like, so you need to draw one of them naturally, and you need to search the other one.
So far, it seems you need to draw Chiyomaru.
Chiyomaru. Yep.
I
And
think that's it.
Yeah.
it's I mean, it's a warrior, so you can rota it.
Yo,
You can summon Izoldi.
if you
It
have
wouldn't let us
what is it? If you have Showdown in hand, you just normal Armanite. send Rappa, activate Showdown. There you go. Those are the plays.
Easy.
But then how are you gonna summon the Rappa?
Okay, listen, Mitsu, I'm more of a starter and less of a finisher. Okay. I start
Same.
ideas. Okay, you figure it out.
I was about to say, is that what you tell your girlfriend?
Oh, boo. Okay, let's go to the next card. Got S-Force Specimen. It's a normal trap card. If your opponent controls a monster, you can target one of your S-Force monsters that is banished in your graveyard. What? What? Am I reading this wrong? Target one of your S-Force monsters that is banished in your graveyard.
I think it was
target
just
one of
supposed to
that
be
banished.
or in your...
Yeah, or in your graveyard.
Okay.
That's just a
Just forgot a word.
yeah.
Okay. Banished or in the graveyard. Special summon it to your field in the same column as an opponent's monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one S-Force monster you control. Move that target to another of your main monster zones. You can only activate one effect per turn and only once that turn. It's...
It'd be good if it was a spell.
Yeah.
It seems like one of those problems that Konami gives decks sometimes, where they give really good spells as traps, like what they did with the Nordic Rhoda.
You know what the best
Yeah.
example
Man, this
of
would be really good.
in
If
my
I didn't need
mind,
to set it and wait a turn.
one of the best examples of a good of a trap card that's bad as a trap card but great as a spell card would be Super Team Buddy Force Unite.
Yes. I mean, we have no affiliation with that card anymore, so I don't know why you brought that up.
Well, I mean, the card's name is Super Team Buddy Force Unite. So we're using about 40% of the name right now.
Yeah.
So we have about 40% correlation with Super Team Buddy Force Unite.
We are no longer youtube.com/Super Team Buddy Force Unite.
Yeah, I missed that. It was really funny whenever we did like videos and people would also try to say the name really fast.
Yeah.
No one else could do it. Only
Oh
I
yeah,
can. I'm a rapper.
everyone failed.
Yeah. Okay, 2 cards left. By the way, Specimen, I would say maybe 1 or 2 just so that you have more names in your deck.
I say don't run it.
Yeah, I just wouldn't play it.
Yeah. Because the only reason I'm thinking is because Chiyomaru does say banish an S-Force card, so you could just use it like it's a decent, it's like a meh trap card, but then you also just have another banish fodder.
I think you'd rather up something else.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 more monsters coming up anyway, so we might.
Oh, speaking of which, let's see what these 2 do. S-Force Orifice. Oh my god. It's a level 4 light cyberse effect monster. Its stats are 18 and 1,000. Your opponent cannot target any of their monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters with card effects. Oh, that's weird. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, you can banish 1 S-Force card from your hand, destroy that monster. Oh! Yeah, and then you can only use this effect once per turn. This isn't bad. I kind of like this card. It reminds me, it's got a similar effect to like Berserker.
I thought you were gonna say tough.
Tough? No.
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 Just no to the spiral tough comparisons.
Yeah, I do think that the first effect, the column effect, is very interesting, where your opponent can't target their own monsters with card effects.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
No, I don't think
That's new.
No. I'm interested to see how that actually turns out in actual gameplay, because it does seem interesting. I feel like it could come up every now and then, but yeah.
The Cyber's mining this out. Busted.
True.
Yeah, what kind of search cards are we going to be playing in this deck? We've got Signet Mining, we've got Rhoda, we got a level 6 Spellcaster. Mintu will probably find a way to put pendulums in here.
Search it.
Sir, the things I love are light themes.
But you know a lot about level 6 Spellcasters.
Level 6. Hey man, the best way to use level 6 spellcasters is to bring out a level 3 spellcaster.
Well, it's not a spellcaster, but it is a level 3 Dark Psychic, which is our next monster, S-Force Professor Dagama. Well, like I said, it's a level 3 Dark Psychic effect monster with stats 1,000 and 1,500. And its effect reads, each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters cannot change its battle position. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and then change its battle position. You can only use these effects once per turn. I kind of just want to run this card because of it's just funny to me.
You know?
Mandatory.
You know? These guys are supposed to be in charge of catching the Psy-frames and Time Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get why they haven't caught Gamma yet. If this guy's in charge of it.
Oh my god.
Hey, you caught the Gamma gear yet? No man, just give me a sec. I'm changing his battle position.
Oh, this card's really funny.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
It changed. Damn it. It negated its monster effects and left.
I just like the idea of, like, this guy, he's pointing at a monster. It's like, hey, don't move. And he's just like, okay, move, but only because I said so.
I guess... Kelly target.
I might be reading too much into this, but is the whole point, because the S-Force is supposed to be like police, right?
Yeah.
Like future police. Is the reason that a lot of these have to do with columns is because like the police are pointing at the monsters?
I think so. Stop! Don't move!
They're just getting pointed at by a police officer, and he just goes, "Hey, you lose 600 attack."
Hey, your friends can target you. What?
Yeah. Hey, you can't be targeted by your friends.
Hey. And meanwhile, this other just, hey, if you die, your soul disappears.
Oh my god.
Because it's not going to the graveyard. It's getting banished.
Yeah, it's just get out of here.
One of those punishments are a lot harsher than the others.
Everybody's afraid of him. He's the one guy that everybody's afraid of. Or what about Chiyomaru? It's like, hey, even though I'm pointing a gun at you, you can only hit me.
And then there's a big police boss, you know, Justify. He's like, hey, you can't go here. but I'm here already. No, doesn't matter. No more people in these areas. Am I good to stay here? Yup. But no more.
Okay, so guys, final verdict on the S-Force. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like gonna be amazing right off the bat, but we'll have to see. What do you guys think?
I got really hyped up off of the feel spell,
Same.
and then I got disappointed the more I read.
You really like the field spell. You just didn't really like all the monsters that the field spell searches.
I like Chiyomaru. Gravitino? Why is that card level 5?
Because then you can just Stratos.
Yeah. It's not like they're above making Stratos. They made a better one with Ovi, remember? It's Stratos with additional plus effect.
I'm also not too sure what their whole idea behind making some of them dark, some of them light, and then all of them just having random types. Like we've got Cyber, Psychic, Warrior, Spellcaster. I mean, it's
you know what it is? There's good cops and there's bad cops.
So which ones are the psychics?
Is a diverse police force. That's the thing. The monster typing is diversity.
Is that what it is? Is that people complain about how archetypes aren't as diverse?
I assume the S-Force got a ton of complaints about they only had warriors and psychics, so they started expanding.
Oh my god.
That's why they had the spellcaster and the Cyber's monster.
Okay, speaking of the S-Force are meant to capture, would you say, Minsu, the Time Thieves and the Psy-Frames?
Yeah.
Well, oh, go ahead.
No. That's why the Psy-Frames banish themselves at the end phase, so the S-Force can't keep pointing at them.
Oh my god. Because our next article that we're going to look at is actually a new promo card. And it is a Time Thief. It's Time Thief Temp Whaler. It's a level 4 Dark Machine effect monster. Nice. That's Harp Horror stats. Its attack is 800 and 1400, not Harp Horror stats. And its effect reads, you contribute this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, banish that monster until the end phase. So that's its first effect, and then its second effect is, if this card is in the graveyard, you could target one Time Thief monster you control, except itself, and then return that monster to the hand. And if you do special summon this card, but if this card is banished, it leaves the field. Oh, this card is banished if it leaves the field. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, its first effect is just the worst part of Redoer. And then
Yeah.
I guess the second effect's good. Special summons itself.
you could summon off of the can't remember his name. The dog robot,
Oh,
the rescue rabbit.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's his name? Dog.
yeah.
Time
I
Dig Dog.
like yeah.
But yeah, even though this is a promo, I don't think it's that good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you play it at all.
Yeah, I did see that. You'd maybe run one just because it has a nice recursion effect, but yeah, I don't think this makes too much of a difference to the deck.
Time Thieves want to use their level 4s for rank 4s anyways.
Yeah, but it is a
So
level 4.
they wouldn't go back to yeah, but like it doesn't really change that much.
Yeah.
I guess you could bounce the friggin' the Stratos.
That's true.
That's about it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really see
Like,
much about.
if the deck plays how it wants to, it'll never go to grave. Like it'll never leave the field. So you know, it won't leave the field. So it's like just bypasses that. But
yeah, very mediocre card. We'll see if people actually decide to play it. On to the next subject. We've got some of the theme names from DBAG. Our first one is Meikai, or Abyss, with an H and 2 S's. Then for the waifu deck, because that's the one that we all actually care about, it looks like it's going to be Doremicord or Dormicord. I'm not sure how exactly you pronounce that. Yeah, and then I guess it just reiterates here that the Dormicord or the waifu deck will be manipulating the pendulum scale, while the Abyss deck manipulates the graveyard. So yeah, something to look forward to. Everybody loves a good waifu.
true.
It's
unfortunate one of those effects are not like the other.
Yeah. Hey,
one is a more used resource.
Let's look at another thing that we're probably not going to get for a while. A new V-Jump promo for April got announced, and it looks like it is a Kaiku retrain. It's Chosai the Ghost Blocker, level 4 Dark Spellcaster, 1900 800. But we don't know its effect yet. So, well, once we find out the effect, we'll talk about it here. But I mean, the artwork does look kind of cool. He's a big chonker with some spirits behind him.
Yeah. He's a big chunky spirit man.
Yeah, probably not gonna get this card for a long time, but hopefully.
I hope.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Yeah, so we don't care about it. Easy.
Yeah, it won't be like a friggin' the big Genghis for DDD. Where it enabled every one of the new combos.
Oops, I need to find my thing here. Okay, so we're actually gonna move on to the announcement of the new structure deck. I'm actually skipping one here. We're gonna do all the Blazing Vortex stuff at the end. So, the structure deck Freezing Chains is going to be the Ice Barrier structure deck, as many of you may know, and they announced that they are going to be having release events at your OTS, so make sure you check in with them, see if they're doing the event. At the event, one of the prizes that will be given away is this playmat, which features Trishula. Featuring a Trishula that isn't from the Dual Terminal series, and a series of events will be held to celebrate the release of the structure deck Freezing Chains, including in-store events, remote duels, and giveaways. You can buy a structure deck for a chance to earn the following playmat featuring the cover monster, whose TCG name we still don't know. This is going to be exciting. I think a lot of people are excited about the Ice Barrier deck coming out. And, yeah, check in with your local OTS and see if this is something that you'll be able to participate in. Alright, on to the next one, some sad news. Here in the TCG, Ghosts from the Past got delayed. It'll now be releasing on the 16th of April in North America and Europe. So, kind of sad. They didn't say why. Big unfort. A lot of people were looking forward to another Ghost Rare set.
Honestly, I mean, with the current climate, they don't really need to explain why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've delayed
Yeah.
every other set as of late. Did they delay Blazing Vortex, though? I don't think they did.
Not sure.
I feel like
I
the date
assume
hasn't been-
distribution and work like that is kind of difficult to regulate right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so sad news. Sad news. And to end the stream, we've got four more articles, all talking about Blazing Vortex, which will be coming out in just over a week and a half. So we're gonna look at these. The article was named "Free Agents," and I believe that's what Jerome McHale referred to these cards as in the announcement. So we'll go through some of these real quick. We got the announcement of most of these cards from DZeef. Thank you, DZeef. And we'll start off with the first one, Psychic Eraser Laser. It's a normal spell card. You can send one monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck to the graveyard. Then your opponent gains life points equal to the original attack or defense of that monster, whichever is higher. I'm not sure how I feel about this card, guys. I mean, it's generic. It's sort of like Soul Taker or whatever, but it's... I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't run this.
No.
No, not really.
Because you could just run any other kind of removal. But
Yeah.
this only... It specifically says special summon from the extra deck. And it's just... Why would you...
Just
Yeah.
You can send Dragoon.
there's there's other cards that don't see play that do stuff better.
Exactly. Okay, next one. I think a lot of people were interested in this card, and I'm interested to see how it'll work. Underdog. It's actually one of the secret rares in the set, and it's a continuous trap card that reads, during your turn, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. During your opponent's turn, negate the effects of all face-up monsters you control. I kind of like this. I mean,
Same.
I'm
It's
not sure
interesting.
exactly which decks it's going to be viable in. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I do like the concept. Gabe, do you have any ideas?
No,
Uh,
I just think it's cool.
Underdog. It is a bit of a. It would probably be it'll be busted if it's a spell actually.
Oh, for sure.
If it was a continuous spell, that would be
Mhm.
like OTK galore. You're just going second, underdog.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which cards would, or which decks you'd play this in, but it does seem like a very interesting card that, you might want to scoop up sooner than later, because, like I said, there's not really any use that I can think of for it right now, but you know that down the road, there will be a deck that can just wholly abuse this. And who knows, if on release it's only like a $15, maybe $20 secret rare, it might be the underdog of the set. I had to do it. Okay, next card.
I want to kill you sometimes.
Oh, classic. Okay, we got Heavenly Zephyr Miradora. It is a level 7 Wind Dragon with stats of 2,000 and 2,600. Before we get into the effect, I just want to point out, why does this card look so much like, what's his name? Zygrade, the Pokemon?
Zygarde?
Zygarde, that's what it is.
Does he?
I don't know. It's just like the colors and the patterns on the skin. It reminds me of Zygarde.
Fair.
It does look like
Yeah.
a Zygarde Mega Evolution if it became, like, half flying. Or half dragon. Okay, but yeah, let's get onto the card effect. Enough about Pokemon. The activation and effect of this card's effect cannot be negated. If your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack from the extra deck, you could special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one face-up opponent. You can target one face-up opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Neither player can activate that monster's effects while this monster is face-up on the field. You can only use each effect once per turn. I really like this card.
It seems neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hand trap.
Hand trap. We need more of hand traps.
Yeah, I could definitely see this card being useful. So I guess the most general use case would be, oh, your opponent summons like a powerful monster from the extra deck, just special summon this and negate it. And then your opponent has to get over a 2,600 defense booty before they can use that monster.
Yeah.
The only issue with this I have is if I'm reading it properly, you can't really... If the monster that they're summoning has like an on-summon effect, you can't really stop it.
True.
Yeah, like if it... I guess... The first thing I was going to say was a sold, but you can't really stop a sold with this card anyways. But yeah, I don't know. It's just... I guess that's the only issue, is that if it's like if they've got an on-summon effect, then you're kind of helpless. Or if they have something that can chain to it, because you special summon this card out, and then when it's special summoned, that's when you can negate a monster. So if they can just chain the effect, you're sort of out of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems a little slow at that point.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it's very interesting. I like the idea of this card. It's just maybe a little slow right now, but we'll definitely have to see what comes of it. And I think I will probably try to pick up these cards, because I think that's also a secret rare. Yikes.
Yikes.
Okay, on to the next card. We were talking about this right at the beginning of the stream. Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. It's a Link 5 Fiend monster. Yeah, I felt like I was... Light Fiend, that's what it was. I was like, what am I forgetting here?
A light!
This stream's gonna end with me having a stroke. Okay, this card... This card requires 4+ effect monsters. And its effect reads, you can also use one of your opponent's... You can...
Oh, it's this card.
You can only use one monster your opponent controls as material to link summon this card. Not only, you can also use... If this card is link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. This link summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a monster from the graveyard, you can negate the activation. What can I say? It's... this card's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
IP, yeah, you know, if you have enough, why about... Instead of going IP into Nightmare, just IP link it away. You don't even need to target it.
Yeah, you can use IP with this card, which is probably the craziest part about it. Being able to activate IP and use one of your opponent's cards. Although my question is that... Oh no, that doesn't work.
It's also, like, even without the negate effect, which is really insane, like, it's non-targeting removal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Mega Fleet back in the day.
And it's also unaffected by a lot of your opponent's effects.
Yeah, it has a targeted specifically, which is...
Yeah, and then the fact that it negates the... It negates cards or effects that would special summon a monster, and that doesn't have any cost to it. It's just, oh, once per turn, just do that. That's really, really nutty.
Yeah.
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 This card's insane.
Also, she kind of cute though.
True.
Yeah. I mean, probably this might be the first like big yeah. This might be the first like really big link, like
That's actually
Really?
usable.
yeah.
Because what's the
Like
last one? Dark
it's a Link
Fluid?
5, right?
Yeah, it's a Link 5.
Yeah, like it's probably the first Link 5 that's actually playable.
What do you mean? You didn't, nobody use, wait, you didn't use Dark Fluid?
Did you?
No, shut up. Okay, next card. The new pot card, Pot of Prosperity. Just before we even get into the effect, I think this card's really good. Definitely gonna try to get my hands on these as soon as possible. It reads, banish 3 or 6 cards of your choice from the extra deck face down. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, any damage your opponent takes is halved. Also, excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of cards banished. Add 1 excavated card to your hand, and then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only activate 1 of these per turn, and you cannot draw cards by card effects the turn you activate this card. This card's awesome. I'm just gonna say that. This card is absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to look at basically the top, 6 cards of your
6?
deck and pick one. It's just like a better duality. Sorry, Minsu.
Yeah.
Take that, Minsu. What do you do about
I mean, it doesn't restrict you from drawing for the rest of the turn, does it? Pot
Duality?
of Duality doesn't. So
Oh,
you just
well.
this Pot of Duality is a loved and respected part of the Ronnie special.
Yeah.
Can your new pot beat that?
Well, you could
You and your
use
excavate
duality after
6
this,
to
right?
pick one?
Duality is something that you could use after activating Prosperity.
Mm.
Oh.
I can grab an
Oh.
off prosperity. Hell yeah.
Guys, muskets.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think the fact that you can choose the cards that you banish face down is absolutely insane. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're running a deck that really only summons Dragoon? Okay, I just won't banish the Dragoons. Or I won't banish the Intis. It's, that's really, really nutty.
I like the whole thing they're doing is a new pot cards where you're using your extra deck as a resource in a different way.
Yes.
Like your extra deck always has been a resource, but now it's like a resource in a way that every other part of the game is.
I think that's a really cool idea, especially because I guess in their mind, these are going to be meant for decks that don't really utilize the extra deck in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So they're sort of balancing it out, where it's like, okay, if you have a person playing a deck that relies heavily on the extra deck and you don't, you're sort of at like a 15 card disadvantage in theory, but now you can use those 15 spaces that you weren't going to use as resources.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you think about it, the extra deck's just cards that are in your hand all the time.
Yes. And the fact that some decks don't utilize that, you are technically at like a disadvantage. And these pot cards really help with that.
Yeah, I do. I think I think Extravagance and now Disparity. I think they're well designed cards. Like they
Yes.
they don't do anything that's like busted. They're fair and they're powerful in fair ways.
Yeah. Well, not according to Mitchell Slaughter. Mitchell Slaughter wants extravagance bans. So,
Mitchell
you know.
Slaughter is an idiot.
Do you think he's trolling at this point? Like he knows what he's
I
doing?
think so.
Yeah.
No one can be that dumb. Like
Well, considering
he has to
posts
know what
lists,
he's doing.
He posts lists like what, every other day? So
Yeah.
And like they're never well received. So you like.
See, I think
I think
he's
he
trolling.
knows he's a troll. I think he's trolling. Honestly.
Okay, last card in this article is Angel Statue Azaroon. Also kind of cute, though. It's a trap monster, continuous trap. Its effect reads, special summon this card as an effect monster, Fairy Light, level 4, 1818. This card is also still a trap card. Once per turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster while this card is in your monster zone, you could send to the graveyard one continuous trap in your monster zone that was special summoned from the spell and trap zone. Negate the summon. And if you do, destroy that monster. When this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle, you can destroy the monster that destroyed this card. It's like Ryo.
I can't wait to play this in my trap monster deck.
It's Ryo but cuter.
True. Hey man, I was about to say true, but then no, Ryo is the best pupper. Shut up.
Do you guys think that this card will see a lot of play in Eldritch?
No.
No?
Oh. No, I meant like no, this one's not a better.
Oh, it is.
No.
Ryo doesn't have boobs.
Ryo is the best. Ryo's is a pupper. You can't beat a pupper for cuteness.
Does Ryo have a giant bow? No. Does Ryo have wings? No.
No, but does Ryo have fur? Yes. Is he a fluffy boy? Yes.
Yeah, but she's got hair. That's like God's fur.
I mean, I bet it's not like soft and fluffy like Ryo's.
Oh, I beg to differ. Do you see those luscious locks?
And you won't get like sexual assault charges.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're not gonna get sexual assault charges, but you're gonna get charged if you do stuff to Ryo the dog.
What are you thinking of doing?
I don't know, Mitsu. You're the one that loves it so much.
I just wanted to pet it and give it treats.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe you.
Oh my god.
Furry spotted.
Dylan's a furry.
Hey, you're the one that's in love with the dog card.
It's a pupper. Like, come on, man.
Hey, do you guys think that this will see play in Eldritch at all?
You can't
Probably
search it.
Experiments with it.
You could probably experiment with it when you're playing special knowledge about it. Yeah, you could probably experiment.
Are you guys gonna?
Like,
did you guys add Trap Monster to the archetype wheel?
No, but we should.
No.
Yep. When this card comes in, you definitely should.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you playing?
It seems like it's an interesting card. Like, if somehow you can get all of its effects off, it does give you a lot of value. But the problem is it's unsearchable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's why I think that there will probably be some sort of experimentation with it. But yeah, not the worst card in the set.
No, there's worse.
Yes. Speaking of worse, let's move on to the next article, which is Blazing Vortex TCG premieres themes, War Rocks, and Materia Reactors.
Hell yeah.
Yo, you guys see that sick segue? Warriors. I know you guys enjoy that segue.
Petition to put War Rocks and Goat.
So the
it's not even out of place.
So the beginning of this article just says the phrase "unga bunga," which is, I think, exactly how we should get into these. So the first one, War Rock Fortia or Forsha, Earth Warrior, level 4, 1717. If your Earth Warrior monster battles, after damage calculation, you can add a War Rock from your deck to your hand, except itself. Then, all War Rock monsters you control gain 200 until the end of your opponent's turn. If this card is sent from your monster zone to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you could special summon one level 5 or higher War Rock monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. I mean, meh. I don't understand why you have to wait till after damage calculation and after it battles. Seems kind of weird.
Yeah, it seems slow.
Yeah, I think the big issue is that you're going to notice with a lot of these cards is the second effect, where when it's sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, it's all by opponent's card effect.
Yeah.
Which is no bueno.
Good.
Yeah, it's almost good.
No
Just
bueno.
take out that one word. Yeah, that's the big issue. Is like most of the times its best effect is hidden behind having to be removed by an opponent's card effect, which yeah.
You
Your
don't
opponent
want
mirror
to.
forces you. Your board's
Yeah.
still full.
Yeah.
True. That's some GOAT tech right there. Imagine how busted these cards would be in 2005.
Okay. Mitsu, hold on, let's get on to the next card and I'll tell you what's wrong with that statement. Next card is Warrock Goktos, Earth Warrior 1919. If an Earth Warrior monster is normal summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent from your monster zone to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, blah, 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 you can special summon one level 5 or higher Warrock monster from your hand or deck. So, Mitsu, the reason that these cards would be broken in 2005 is solely because Warrock Goktos has 1900 attack. That's it.
Oh my!
Yeah.
You don't even need the effect. How do you kill it?
Slate who?
What? An Air Knight Parshath.
Air Knight Par what?
This thing single-handedly power corrupt Air Knight Parshath.
Well, you know it's funny. Even if just Goktos was sent back to 2005, the new play would be normal summon Big Shield Gardna, activate Goktos effect to summon.
It's bust.
Easy. Now you have a Big Shield Gardna in attack mode. Oh yeah, we're doing that. Next card is Warrock Skylar, Earth Warrior level 6, 2222. Gains 100 attack for each monster your opponent controls during a battle phase in which your Earth monster battles. Quick effect. You can target one level 5 or lower warrior monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Also, all Warrock monsters you currently control gain 200 until the end of your opponent's turn. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot attack directly with level 5 or lower monsters. I mean, every single one of these cards is an eh. It's just
Yeah.
Air seems generous sometimes, honestly.
it's more disappointing than everything because it's like
Yeah.
they're so close to being good, but they're just not.
But their gimmick is terrible.
I think this really hammers in the fact that like Konami TCG or Konami North America is very hit or miss on when it comes to making their premier archetypes, because sometimes you'll get decks like Spiral or Danger, and then you get Warrock.
Yeah. I mean, if we're being honest though, I heard this one joke where the Konami TCG has two card design departments.
Mhm.
One makes really terrible archetypes, and the other one makes big meta changing ones, but they're only allowed out like twice a year.
Although, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Spirals only become super broken once the OCG created Double Agent?
Double Helix?
Double Helix?
Yeah.
So even even then TCG couldn't come up with a good enough Spiral deck. They had to let OCG step in and be like, it's alright, we got you.
Subterrors.
Yeah, so without
Yeah.
Guru,
It's an OCG
Subterrors were
card.
kind of dog.
It's a pretty common theme where TCG comes up with an archetype and then OCG adds a busted as like the one piece you need to like fix it.
I think that's really interesting because one of the things that you always hear about the OCG in general is that they don't know how to deck build. But they look at our cards and they're like, what if you did this? And just completely shatter an archetype.
Yeah, I mean that's not the player base though.
No.
That's the R&D department.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess
but yeah,
Jerome
the-
McHale can't speak on behalf of the entire Yu-Gi-Oh player base.
No. No, remember how when they thought Danger FTK was okay until the entire R&D department got FTK'd in a charity event?
Yeah, I think that's mainly because they didn't want to admit how badly they messed up. Because they're like,
Yeah, I
oh yeah, we
remember,
made this cool archetype. Oh, it's literally the most broken thing in the meta right now.
I was on Cody Angelo's stream. It's like, yeah, no, I was there. I was part of it. We like did that shit on purpose so Firewall would get banned.
My god. Okay, next card. We're gonna try to get through these War Rocks as quickly as you can because they all suck. War Rock Orpus, Earth Warrior, level 5, 21/21. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are warrior monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If a Earth Warrior monster battles after damage calculation, you can send one Earth Warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Orpus. Then all War Rock monsters you currently control gain 200 attack until the end of the opponent's turn. You can only use each of its effects once per turn. It's still crap. It's basically like, what's that one Goki card? Bear Hug?
Yeah, but Bear Hug has the floating effect.
Exactly.
You play it because it floats.
Once again, close, but worse.
Yeah.
Onto the...
Also,
oh, go ahead.
Imagine this card in GOAT. Normal summon a 2100 piece. It's like Vorse Raider. And then did it get power crept the next format because Cyber Dragon comes out? It doesn't even get to be good for the rest of GX.
That's terrible. You're terrible. Okay, last monster is Warrock Bachelios, Earth Warrior, level 8, 27/27. During a battle phase in which your Earth Warrior monster battles, you can activate this effect. This card can attack directly this turn. Also, a Warrock monster you currently control gain 200 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. While this card is in your hand or graveyard, when your Earth Warrior monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect once per turn. Once again, kind of meh. I mean, the attacking directly is cool, but you also have to think about, there was that card, Skylar, which says for the rest of the turn, you cannot attack directly with level 5 or lower monsters, so it's like, it's kind of meh. It seems like there's contradictions here.
Why do they all just have a banner of courage attached to them?
Because they're war rocks. They're not.
I guess so.
They're not times of peace rocks, Gabe.
Cowards.
Yeah.
And they got the banner to prove it.
You know, I was about to say some of these cards might be good in queue, but I don't know.
I think the generic Earth Warrior thing is probably the best part about this whole archetype, is that it's not locking you into war rocks, but every effect has to do with Earth Warriors, which is a pretty generic type when you think about it.
Yeah. Too bad all the Earth Warrior decks go into Lynx. Hey man, Goki, Warrock. It's like Goki, but worse.
Goku without the extra deck.
It's like Goki without the good.
Okay.
Unlucky.
Next card, Warrock Mountain is the field spell. When this card is activated, add one Warrock from your deck to your hand. At the start of the battle phase, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are warrior monsters, you can special summon a Warrock monster from your hand with a different name than the cards you control. If your warrior monster would be destroyed by battle, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. Okay, this is the best card. This is the best card in this entire archetype.
Too bad it's stuck in Warrock.
It's a Warrock card.
This is exactly what we were talking about the last archetype, where this field spell is so freaking amazing. It's just every other card is so dog shit.
At least S Force had the Chun Chun, or what is the level 2 machine.
Yeah, but this has nothing.
It has the other archetype had a level 2 Dark Warrior that special summons anything from the deck.
Oh my god, holy shit! This is my first time reading this card. That's nuts.
It does everything, but it's stuck in War Rocks.
We just talked about how Konami stopped making field spells that just searched. And they come out with, oh, this card searches, special summons during the battle phase, and it prevents your monsters from being destroyed. Like, what? Excuse me? Oh my god. I just...
Best thing is, it's not enough because so far it's the only good card from the deck we've seen so far.
Yeah, imagine having a field spell this busted and still being the worst part of a set. Oh my god. Okay, next card. I'm so disappointed in NA R&D right now. Okay, Warrock Ordeal. Continuous spell card. You can only control one of these, and when this card is activated, place 3 counters on it. When your Warrock monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can remove 1 counter from this card, and if you do, draw a card. If the last counter has been removed by this effect, send this card to the graveyard. Oh yeah, that's not as good. That's very meh.
Looks like some pure pack filler.
Yep. That is a pretty dookie card to have. But the next card...
if you destroy cards by battle.
Yeah, wow, yay. Everybody wanted that. The next card isn't too bad, though.
Would love it.
We've got Reinforcement of the Army's Troops, a continuous spell card. When an attack is declared involving your warrior monster, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower warrior monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Reinforcement of the Army's Troops once per turn. I mean, this card
made it seem like this would be good.
I said it's. I said it's better.
It's not a very high bar.
No. I mean, it's okay. I could see it being used in like
War Rocks.
War Rocks, yeah. I was gonna say I could see like E-Heroes playing this.
No.
Yeah, because you would use this to special summon out Solid, and then Solid would get its effect, right?
Yeah, but you have to attack.
Yeah, in battle phase, but you just get more monsters.
You go normal Stratos, search Stratos, attack, summon Stratos.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? GX? This is actual Yu-Gi-Oh! GX strats.
Okay, and then we've got 2 cards here.
Neg.
Materiactors is the second archetype. We've got 2 cards here to look at. Materiactor, Gigaboros, Dark Dragon, rank 3, Xyz effect monster, 500/500, requires 2+ level 3 monsters. Gains 500 attack and defense for each card in your hand. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can detach 1 material from this card, attach 1 Materiactor monster from your deck to this card as material. During your opponent's main or battle phase, you can add 1 card attached to this card to your hand. This is a lot. This is probably better than every other Warrock card. Except for Mountain. Yeah, except for Mountain.
I was about to say, I don't know if this card is like looking good because it's good or because we just read the entire Warrock archetype.
That's how they get you. They don't. Their whole plan was that Warrocks should suck so that they could sell more Materiactor cards.
Like everything. It's not hard to look better than Warrocks.
Yeah,
I don't know whether I should praise it or whether I should be like, it's just better than Warrocks.
Yeah, this card isn't the worst.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that good. It's a really slow searcher.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a really slow searcher that has a cool Muka Muka-esque effect. So that it gains attack, which isn't the worst. Yeah, very mediocre. And the second Materiactor card is Materiactor Gigadra. Dark Dragon, level 3, 1,000. You can discard 1 card, special summon 1 level 3 just 1 level 3 normal monster from your deck or hand. Or if you discarded a normal monster to activate this effect, you could special summon 1 Materiactor monster instead. You can only use this effect once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the deck except Xyz monsters. Little bit better, I will say. I'm not sure how big the normal monster aspect is going to be for Materiactors yet, but yeah, definitely better.
It summons Dante.
It does summon Dante. Yes, Gabe. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
a
good.
burning abyss engine.
One card
It's all,
Dante.
the fact that it's a one card Dante makes it infinitely better than the entire Warrock archetype.
Okay, Mincy, so in a week from now, you're gonna have Materiactor Giga drawing your BA deck.
Hell no. The deck doesn't even run Dante anymore.
Oh yeah,
PK
according to
Fire's a
you.
combo deck now. It's not even me. That's just like the deck now.
Yeah. Okay, two more left. These aren't as long, thank God, and hopefully the cards are better than the War Rocks. These are the world premieres and imports for Blazing Vortex. Raging Storm Dragon Beaufort 9. Level 9 Wind Dragon Ritual Effect Monster, whose stats are 28/28. Oh, there you go. You can ritual summon this card with Breath of Acclamation. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can discard this card, negate the attack, and if you do, negate that monster's effects. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, return both that monster and this card to the hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Its spell card, its ritual spell, is a normal spell that says this card can be used to ritual summon any wind ritual monster. You can also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels exactly equal the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Maybe it's just me, but the Raging Storm Dragon's giving me like Seravis vibes, but a little worse.
A lot worse.
Negates an attack, but then also negates the effect afterwards, which isn't, it's not the worst.
Yeah, but it has to be a direct attack.
Yes. So
You also can't pre-prep this thing out.
Yeah.
Because this
no, you can't.
So ritual monster effect is really bad.
But to be fair, the spell card's actually pretty good.
Here's the thing. It's just a ritual spell.
Yeah. For any win. Yeah.
But it's not a ritual spell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you can't like recur it with prep.
Manju just does not know what this card is.
Why is it a ritual spell, but not? Konami out here with their innovative cards.
Konami out here being quirky like that.
Look at our new innovative card design. What is it? It's a ritual spell, but it doesn't have the ritual thing on spell logo on it. So it's just a worse ritual spell because it doesn't get helped by any other support. Yup.
You could grab it with left arm offering.
On the bright side, it looks like it's a common.
Yes.
That's the bright side of this.
It seems like a majority of the cards that we're about to look at are commons, which, thank God.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like the dragon was also a common as well.
Yeah. Imagine pulling one of these cards instead of like Pot of Disparity.
Oh my God. I feel like that's how a lot of people are gonna feel about Underdog to begin with, like we talked about. Cause yeah, or maybe, I don't know, are people actually excited about the Armed Dragon cards? I know I am, but I feel like I might be in the minority about that.
I know Nikolai's like pretty excited about them.
I mean,
like they're pretty good at like going up. They're pretty fast, actually.
I'm just disappointed that this set didn't make the new Ojama card a secret.
I think that might just be you, man.
Yeah, I think that's just me. Okay, next card. Syncro Transmission. It's a normal trap card. During the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro summon one Synchro monster using monsters you control as material. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Synchro monster in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, then draw one card. I'm not sure how to feel about this.
You just have other monsters that do this already.
Yeah.
You have the entire Crystron archetype.
Yeah, pretty redundant, and I think that's all we can really say about that. Okay, Pendulum Encore. Well, Mincy, you might like this. During your opponent's main phase, you can discard one card. Immediately after this effect resolves, Pendulum summon a Pendulum Monsters. Also, for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, cards in your Pendulum zones cannot activate their effects and cannot be destroyed by your card effects. Also, shuffle them into the deck during the end phase. Minsu, thoughts? Unfortunate.
Guess he died.
Oh.
You okay, buddy? I can't tell if that's a yes or no. What's going on?
I'm really excited for it. It's a really good pendulum support.
He reminds me of Wilbur from Charlotte's Web. Sam Minsu, what do you have to say about this card?
Do I need to say anything about this card?
Is it that good? You can Pendulum summon on your opponent's turn.
And it shuffles back.
Yeah.
At the end, I'll be honest, that's the part that actually like got me. I was like, okay, this is just a bad card, but I've seen this before. Shuffle them back at the end. Oh, time to neg 5, baby.
So would you say 8 out of 10?
Oh, it's off the charts.
Nice. Okay, and then the last card, which I think a lot of people are probably excited about, is the new Virtual World, or the Virtual World Import, I believe. Level 6 Earthworm Effect Monster Virtual World Otohime Tutu. Attack and defense is 1200 to 1800. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are psychic and or worm monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card is in your graveyard, you can discard one psychic or worm monster to special summon this card as a tuner, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, for the rest of this turn, you can only special summon level or rank 3 or higher monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. I mean, like, it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I don't even know if I'll run it.
No. Gabe?
I don't know what virtual worlds do.
Oh.
VFD.
Yeah, there's just VFD.deck. It doesn't have the virtual world effect of targeting, sending, and then something else.
Yeah. It's
It's like
quirky
Nyan Nyan, but it's level 6, I guess. Like, you need to discard a monster to do it.
Although, you know, it is kind of cool, though.
You run one or none.
The first part of this card's effect, the if you control no monsters or all monsters or blah, 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 and then summon it without tributing, that's the same effect as Warrock Orpus.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, see?
Yeah. Comparisons to Warrocks. That's what an archetype. Well, that's what a card needs.
Wow, this card's just as good as that Warrock card.
Like sometimes you do want to normal summon at level 6, but like those times are so rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like half the time you can just normal summon a virtual world and then do virtual world play still. So
What about the second part about summoning it as a tuner?
Tuner. I mean, there's Lao Lao.
Okay.
Lao. You know, just the monster reborn's a tuner. Lulu's a tuner, and Nyan Nyan becomes a tuner. So you're not really short of tuners.
Okay.
Honestly, the VW deck was felt pretty complete, but that's
Yes.
also because like every card just does the same thing.
So complete.
Yeah. you're just running like 18 copies of the same card.
Okay, so that was it for this article. So we're going on to our last Blazing Vortex article. And it's more world premieres.
Yes.
So the first card we're going to be looking at is Steel Star Regulator. It's a Link 3 Light Machine effect monster. And its arrows are pointing to the top left, bottom left, and bottom right. Its materials are 3 non-link monsters. Its effect reads, gains attack equal to the combined original levels and ranks of monsters used for its link summon times 100. You can target one non-link monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card and destroy it. Then, if this card was link summoned using an XYZ monster as material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's attack. I feel like, looking at it right now, this card isn't too great, but it does seem like one of those cards that it'll be a part of some sort of broken deck in the future.
Maybe. I don't see it.
No, I don't see it.
No? Maybe
No.
not with this one.
No, it's just really underwhelming. Like,
Yeah.
let's say you use 3 level 4s to make it, then it
2200
peaks at
attack?
2200. You can't even out of Deco Talker
Yeah.
without monsters under it.
Yeah.
And on most of the times, either the monster's too big, or if it's small, it has ways to get around it.
Yeah, I guess
So
if
it's
you
like-
did have like 3 level 12 non-link monsters, why would you make it into this?
Yeah.
Alright, next card. Triphasic Dealmon Coordius. Level 9 Dark Fiend Fusion effect monster with attack and defense of 3000. Materials are 1 Synchro, 1 Xyz, and 1 Link monster. Once while this fusion summon card is on the field, you can pay life points in multiples of 2000 and apply one of these effects for every 2000 life points paid. You can only apply each effect once. And the 3 effects are: you can add a spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand, you can destroy 3 cards your opponent controls, or this turn, this card gains attack equal to half the difference between your life points and your opponent's, and also your other monsters cannot attack. I mean, to me, it just seems like a more win card. You know what I mean?
It's a win more card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you call it that too.
Sometimes it might even be a win less.
Yeah, I could see that.
Also, for like an investment of a fusion spell, a synchro, Xyz, and a link, you get to add a spell from your graveyard.
And then also 2000 life points, or potentially
Yeah.
6000 life points.
You're probably gonna, if you make it, you might as well pay 6,000. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
And then,
Like,
if you do pay 6,000, that means this card would become 6,000 if your opponent was still at full.
gains attacks.
Yeah.
So if you pay, you gain 4,000. Its original attack is 3,000. It'll be 7,000.
Well, it's half the difference, right? So if if you were at
Is
2
it
and
half?
your opponent
that's
was at
even
6,
worse.
yeah,
It doesn't even get to be big. No.
no, the highest it can get
Uh,
is 6.
300. You paid 6,000. Yeah, that's really underwhelming.
Yeah,
You can super poly Dragon Link.
that's
The
true.
deck that fell out of the meta.
I mean, like, maybe one day, depending on, like, if the right deck comes out that you can super poly this,
Also,
sure.
like, I get that, like, you're meant to, like, the game's supposed to be over when this thing hits, but it's once while it's on the board, and only if it is fusion summoned.
Yeah.
All of that makes it so bad. Like,
yeah, very,
why
very
only one?
lackluster, big boy.
Why can't I just keep adding spell traps from my hand for going like -5 to summon this thing?
Yeah, and it's an ultra rare too.
Yeah.
Aw. Oh well. Alright, next
Aw.
card, last card. which is, I still don't know how to feel about this card. Greater Polymerization. I do like the artwork for it though. I will admit that. I really like it.
Yeah.
Normal spell card. Fusion, summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using 3 or more monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And if you do, gain these effects. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. I mean, like, there's
Why
nothing
is
wrong
this
with
an
it.
ultra?
I wouldn't say there's anything like bad about the card. It's just it has to summon a fusion monster that has 3 or more materials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just all the uses for it are bad, and its benefits aren't good.
No. Well, the first thing I thought of was Cyber End Dragon, and Cyber End Dragon can already pierce.
Yeah.
Sick.
Also, like, isn't like half the time the only way you really get it out is if Nova gets destroyed?
Yeah. Or you use Cyberload Fusion.
But why aren't you going for like Rampage or something like that?
Exactly. Normally it's like, oh, it's once again it's a win more card. Or at least when you summon out, well, when you summon out Cyber End Dragon, it's normally because you're winning more. Because if you're not summoning out Rampage off of Cyberload, that probably means your opponent doesn't have a back row. So you just summon out Cyber End Dragon.
I guess. Wouldn't you also still rather want to do like the one where you send machines from deck to just like get a bunch of attacks?
Yeah, I guess the only thing I could think of is like if they did have a big monster on board. Because unless you already had Seeger on field as well, Rampage is only like what, 21?
Yeah.
So unless they did have like a big beefy monster you need to get over. But if you had Seeger, you could get it up to 42. So, Momo says this Minsu guy asks for too much.
True.
I ask for a card to be okay.
Okay, guys, that's pretty much going to end the stream. I just have one last thing to mention to you guys super quick. We all know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron. It's the new app on iOS and Android that is basically an official database for Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. You can build decks in it, you can share deck lists, and you can also look it all up. It's like the official app. It's in the tournament policy. It's also a life point counter. Konami announced that they will be releasing an app like this for Rush Duels. Kind of cool. It says it's supposed to come out on the 28th of January. It says it will have card searching, it'll confirm rulings, you can register and manage your decks, and then browse publicly available deck recipes.
I
So,
wonder if that'll finally mean we'll start to get unified rulings. So cards
Hopefully.
don't do different things
but yeah,
when it comes over here.
if it comes over here. I'm still not convinced that we're ever going to get Rush Duels.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they had plans to. I don't know.
Hopefully, because then if they're going to bring the anime over, they might as well bring over Rush Duels too.
Yeah, I don't know what's the point of like bringing the anime over without the thing that the anime is based around.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, guys.
Like,
oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Finish your thought.
no, I was about to say like speed duels. It made sense because you don't want kids actually riding motorcycles while playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Do you know how much money I would have paid if Konami came out with like an actual duel runner for speed duels? Hell yeah.
Imagine the lawsuits.
No, imagine if like you go to OTS stores and there's like a full racetrack in the back. It's like Fusion's gonna move over to a go-karting warehouse. Hell yeah. Can't tell me you're not excited about that.
Going fast makes me feel alive.
And copyrighted.
Got 'em.
Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for this stream. Thank you so much for joining me, and Gabe, and Minsu. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.